Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 17, Season 3. And I promise you this is the last episode that I'm going to be doing some voiceover work. The first two clips here, I have to voice over a little bit since I didn't have my mic muted. And then you'll see, going into the last clip, we will be switching over to the normal commentary that I do, and I promise I will be more careful watching for that. Some of it had to do with some streams that I was doing at the time. I believe that's what it was. I don't know. Sometimes I mute it while I'm streaming, or when I get done streaming, just to kind of ease up on things. But we are here in early summer, our second summer, and we are still, as always, doing hay. First crop of the year. I've already tethered up the other fields, and I decided that this time around, because of the way it works, what we're going to do is we are going to tether the fields as such. We'll cut and tether them on the first day, and then we'll wait till the next day to rake and bale them. That way we get our one day in between. It makes it so that we have to watch out for the rain. We don't just need an afternoon, obviously, to cut, tether, rake, and bale all in one shot. We're trying to keep it more realistic since we're playing seasons and all that good stuff. Today we have some big plans though. I want to get this hay in, get things moving along, but we also want to make sure we make enough money here. I would like to purchase some cows because early summer here is where the price of cows are the lowest, and it's the best time to buy. So I'd like to see how many we can buy. It should be interesting. But some other things I thought we'd talk about here while I'm going around in circles. As you know, I had upgraded my graphics card in my computer this year. And we got another upgrade, actually, that'll be coming out that you guys probably won't notice too much of. I don't know, we'll have to see. I haven't played with it yet. But thanks to some lovely people on Twitter pointing me in the direction of the fact that Sony Vegas, a very good video editing software program, I don't know why I want to say company. One of the ones that are used by a lot of YouTubers out there, especially some of the bigger ones. It became available through the Humble Bundle, and I ended up getting it. Well, I think it was like $20 was the lowest. I think I put in like $25 or $30 just to, you know, the Humble Bundle is very neat. You know, the ability to. Why am I turning the lights on? There we go. You know, inadvertent key presses, obviously, is very cool in that you can get software for much cheaper than it normally is, and you also have the option to pay as much as you choose to. Of course, it only goes down to a certain point. You have to meet a certain level in order to actually purchase it. But this one obviously is being edited in my normal editing program, and to give you an idea, I use Magic's Movie Edit Pro 2013. So the version I am using is almost 5 years old, and it works for what I've been doing, but there's some times where I've reached limitations where I have to kind of create some workarounds for some of the things that I've done, some of the intros and stuff like that I played around with. And I think if I like Sony Vegas, and if it allows me to do things a little bit easier, and if it's a little more powerful, I might be able to do some cooler editing. I know Sony Vegas also gives you the option to process your videos a little bit more heavily into your video card. Well, I've got a pretty souped up video card now that I'm very happy with, and maybe we can push my processing times a little bit faster, because right now it's taking me about 45 minutes to an hour to process a 30 to 35 minute video, and that's at 720, I believe. If I can speed that up a little bit, or at least get somewhere in that range, I would like to start releasing my videos in 1080p, so we'll see how that goes. Something that I'm going to be doing in the beginning of the year. I have some days off here coming up around Christmas time. Actually, between Christmas and New Year's, I have a stretch of like 6 days off, thanks to some well-placed personal time off days that I took off as well as the way the holidays fit in and my normal Tuesday off that I get every other week right now. So I will be learning Sony Vegas during that time period, and sometime between that time and the new year, 2018, we will be switching over to Sony Vegas as long as I enjoy it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Christmas is in full fledged around here, and I apologize right now if the idea of Christmas offends you if you're watching this, but here's the deal. Like, I usually try to be politically correct, but when it comes down to it, you know, I don't push my beliefs. I am a Christian, so I believe in Christmas. So this time of year is Christmas time for me. Obviously, if you're Jewish, you know, this is Hanukkah time. I'm not trying to offend anybody, so I hope nobody takes offense to that. But I suppose I should talk a little bit about what we were looking at here. I was looking at the idea of getting a skid steer. Looking at about 50,000, just to try to help out with, especially the busy times when I want to be able to use two tractors for the field work, and we're going to get to the point where we're going to need at least 2 tractors for field work. So I feel like a skid steer like that, a skid loader, would be a cheap way of doing it. But I also wanted to try out this mod here, this bale trailer. It looked cool. It looked like it was perfect for round bales. It looked like it would make moving round bales easier. So I figured let's give it a try here, since we've got bale stuff coming up here. We got some hay to bale. It's got a good turning radius, which is nice. Well, at least it steers a ways. It doesn't actually turn that well. And now we're stuck. There we go. Let's take the corner here. But yeah, the house smells great. Well, the apartment here smells like Christmas cookies. My wife's been making Christmas cookies like crazy. I helped her with some tonight. All different types. Cutout cookies, you know, frosted and sprinkled. We got sugar cookies. We've got peanut butter blossoms. We've got molasses cookies, something I convinced her to make this year, because, you know, she's not big on molasses cookies, and, well, my molasses cookies that I grew up, you know, eating were not really molasses cookies. They were more of like a spice cookie, and they're very good. Yeah, let's let this vehicle through and then go, and let's take her home. Except there's one problem. This wagon seems to hit the terrain and drag. Well, maybe it's just the hitch with the truck. Maybe we can get by without the truck. That seems like it would be a plus thing to try here. Yeah, not really getting anywhere here. Yeah, so let's go back and get a tractor. Let's see. Hopefully this will work. Like I said, it's a mod. Occasionally I see mods that I like to try out, and I like trying them out with you guys because some of them are really cool. I need to watch where I'm turning there. You can see there's a big path through that wheat field there where I may have missed the turn and ended up in my wheat field. Not exactly my proudest moment. But yeah, I like trying them out, see if I can learn how to use them. Oof, driving skills, not so good today. And above all else, if things don't work well, showing you guys up front. Oh, that's not good. He is definitely stuck. Alright, we're gonna have to do something about that. So let's grab our Case IH 1455 XL. Nice little tractor. Great starter tractor. It's one of the best tractors I think they put into the game. And what's interesting though, which makes the game a little more interesting, they don't have a front hydraulic hookup, or the 3-point hookup. So you can't do some of the cool things that you can do with some of the attachments with it being a starter tractor. Obviously our T6 that we got, our New Holland, does have that, so it allows us to use it, but yeah, it adds a little bit of difficulty, you know, to the starter game. because you don't quite get to use all of your attachments to the full ability if you don't have the tractor for it. Kind of pushes you to upgrade your tractor, which we're going to have to be doing here in a little while. I mean, we're going to have to figure out things as far as upgrading equipment, but we'll get to there when we get there. Obviously I want to... Ooh, I can't drive tractors either. I want to try out this bale wagon, and then we got to get some cows in here. So let's take this home. Let's try it again. Yeah, it hit again. Oh, maybe there's just a bad spot in the road here. Come on, go. Well, the hitch is not hitting. You can see it's much higher up than the other part is. Maybe there's just a bad spot. Oh, I think that was the guardrail. I don't think that was the trailer. I guess we'll find out here. I think there's a couple more seams coming up here, so we'll find out if it is a seam problem or if it's just that spot. Because if it is that way, it's not really worth keeping this because, well, you know, if you can't drive the bales around or you try to move it around, at least it's got safety belts. You can see fasten tension belts is up there, which makes this job a whole lot easier once you get bales on there when you can hold them down. Oh crap. Yep, okay. So I found another seam. Apparently going over it slow is fine, but going over it fast is not. Yeah, if this continues, we can't keep this. I don't even think I want to try it anymore. It's not worth the trouble, you know. If you can't drive it, then what's the point? We'll see. Let's take this corner and see what's going on here. And, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're never going to get it across that seam. Yeah, and we're going to travel through there. So there's no point in keeping this. Luckily, we can send it back to the shop and not have to deal with it. We can get our full price back because of a awesome feature with the Seasons mod that you have 2 hours, I think, to try out a piece of equipment. If you don't like it, you can send it back. So we're going to get our full $15,000 back, even though we didn't take it back to the shop. And to be honest, I would not want to take it back to the shop because I'm sure we would find even more seams on the way back. But it is what it is. We'll just keep doing our round bales like we have been for now, and in the near future we may be switching over to square bales anyways. So I guess it's not something we want to do long term, and we're not gonna worry so heavily about it. Let's fix this guy because, well, he's not cleaning up like he should if he's stuck like that. Although I guess he doesn't have the ability to dump anything because our hay slot must be full. But it'll work itself out, especially if we speed up time. So that is the wrong post there, buddy. But I thought I would bring you guys in for this portion because we are doing some selling. We got a great demand, I believe, at the closest little area here. It's right next to the cow farm, so I thought it was a good spot to take our crops over here and just quick sell them. Give us some quick cash, you know. Yeah, let's open it up, and I think it's on. There you go. It's on that end. Perfect. And I was trying to see it here. Oh, it's the oats. We are selling oats. That's what it is. And just over $11,000 on a load. Price is going to go down a little bit, but I think we're going to go back and get ourselves another. Oop, can't drive. Another load full, quick, just to ship it out when the price is good. It's how I've been doing most of it. I actually haven't been pursuing any selling really of all the crops that we've been harvesting. Just kind of let it sit Yeah, we might as well go to the other driveway. Looks like the corn there is growing up nice and tall. It's still only midsummer. But the more I do this, yeah, there we go. Let's get some more oats out of here. The more I do this, the more I realize that, well, there wasn't a great demand. It was just a good price. $1,300 a bushel. That's pretty good. I realized pretty quick that these trailers are not cutting it anymore. These wagons. So we're going to have to trade them off, especially when you figure we got a bunch of silage to take off coming up. I really don't want to do silage again and take off 8,000 units at a time. I think just going up to the next set of wagons, I think it goes up to like 20,000 a wagon, or maybe 21. Which, when you think about it, you know, 2 of these little wagons off is 16, and then 1 wagon's actually going to be more than that. So, in fact, 2 wagons together is going to be somewhere around like 5 times as much compared to 1 wagon here. So, definitely going to be worth it. This one was only 10.8, so we did lose a little bit because the price is going down, thanks to supply and demand. At least I missed the light post that time around. Always a plus. But I don't think we're going to sell that other one yet. I think the price is going down enough. We can hold it for another time when prices go up. We can at least duck it in here for now. But what I do want to do is look at cows. Oh, cows are actually 3,600. Ooh, that's nice and low. Okay, so let's see. 10 of them, the fee's $1,000, so for 37,000 we get 10 cows. So let's take that up. We'll do 20. Now let's go more. Let's go 30 cows. That'll take us up to 40 total. We're looking at 111,000. Seems like a good number to me, and I don't know where that penny came from. Must be a rounding error. Oh, there it says 111. I only took out 111, so I don't know where that penny came from, or the $1 came from. But regardless, we should have gotten a bunch more cows out in the pasture. Oh yeah, definitely noticeable. Quite a few animals out there. Nice. So now we got 40 cows. Oh, all of our stuff dropped down. Straw didn't, interestingly. So we're going to have to put more stuff into it. Fortunately, we don't have any silage, really. Not much of it, at least. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. But I guess we can't really do much with it. I just walked right through that door. I don't remember seeing cows come into this side. That's kind of cool. I guess as you get more, they start to go on both sides. Why are you chewing on the pavement? Let's not chew on the pavement. You should be chewing on the food that's in your trough in front of you, especially since you just showed up, and or maybe it's one of the old ones. I don't know. I didn't really look close enough. And well, if I ask them, all they're gonna say is moo, right? So we do have some feed in there, so we might as well fill that up. At least to get our power food and stuff way up there. And I'm trying to think at this point how much silage we have left. It can't be more than about 6,000 or 7,000 units, I would say. Yeah, I don't need straw. Straw was the only one that was way up. I need some hay, or I'm not gonna get it. Okay, no big deal. But let's look at these tippers here. Let's look at our prices. So those are the ones we have. They sell for $9,400. According to this, we can get not much money for them. Yeah, that's not good at all. Okay, so we're looking at like 7,400. Yeah, that's not a lot. That's the type I'm looking at. I'd like the four-wheel design, the independent turning instead of the trailer style. So I think that's what we're looking at. We're looking at 21. I was right, 21,000 units, and they're 25 a piece. So we can get one of them for sure right now, and we can let the cows do their thing and maybe get the second one soon. But we really need them before fall comes around. That is for sure. Oh, and they hold snow. Oh yeah, that's right, because you can't leave them outside. I forgot about that. Yeah, if you don't have them a cover over them, or you leave them outside, they're going to fill up with snow, which means you can haul out snow with a tipper. I don't think this map has it, but I know some maps have the ability or the sell point to like sell snow. So it's the idea of you're scraping up snow for people, cleaning it up, and you're able to get paid for it, kind of. I know it's not a lot. It's like selling eggs or something like that. You don't get much for it, but you get something at least. But does it show how many eggs I have? No, it doesn't. So we got these two guys. They're growing pretty good. That's our winter wheat. And the rest of them are following in their footsteps. Specifically the corn. So, yeah, we're not doing too bad. But the only downside is we don't have a lot of silage. So we're going to have to figure something out for that, because I don't know exactly how the animals are going to suffer with it. But I don't know. We're going to have to watch that and make sure things aren't too bad off. But I think I'm going to take this guy back, and with the idea of probably just selling it so that we can get our other wagon. We sell one of these, we should be able to replace it, but we'll do that later. Alright, so we're in a bit of a predicament. Well, first up, let me double check. Yes, my mic is recording. I did not have it muted. So we do not have much silage left. We are down to 6,000 plus the 400 I have, so about 6,500 silage. I need more silage. We don't have any more silage made up yet because I haven't had the time to do it, and the biggest problem has been the last 4 days here in late summer has been rain in the forecast every single day. It has rained every single day, probably midday. And by the time it's considered dry enough for the crops to be harvested, it ends up being nighttime, which means we can't harvest anything. And it's just been that ongoing repetition. Yeah, we're gonna have to pick up every last bit of the silage, and we're gonna run out of silage. That's what it's gonna be, and so our cow productivity is going to suffer because of it, but we will keep them going as long as possible here. Actually, if you noticed, if I go back in there, we've actually got 43 cows. So we have had 3 cows born since we started this. I believe the end of today, this next animal in, the reproduction rate will end. It will not continue past today into autumn, so we will not get any more until next summer pretty much, unless we buy them. We got a decent little bit of money saved up here, almost 50,000. And we're not even in the green yet. There's a little more than, what did I say, about 6,500. I can get 18 in a bucket, so 36 in a bucket. With about 3.5 bucketfuls there, I want to say. So, yeah, basically we've been in a bit of a predicament because of the weather, which is actually kind of cool, because that's the way this season's mod is designed to be. If it was dry enough, I would have been harvesting corn by now. No, I would have been harvesting wheat, and then the corn I was gonna do second. I don't know if I could harvest the corn in this stage or not. I don't remember. I'd have to look and see if it's in the final stage or not. Be kind of complicated how that works. But I gotta figure out what to do with this cash. Trying to burn a hole in my pocket, and we're gonna gain some over the winter too. So we can either get more animals again for more income. Look at that. I said 3.5. I'm at 49%. It's about as close as you can get to 3.5 without actually having that 50%. And it did warn me bunker silo is empty, which is just lovely. So this is the last of the silage we're going to have. We don't have the ability to make power food anymore. So basically we're going to be back down to grass hay only, which is not ideal. But not much else we can do here. Actually, autumn isn't looking the greatest. It looks like it's going to rain at any moment here in the morning here. So my hope is that it's going to rain in the morning and it'll dry out enough that we can get out, start combining. There's no rain in the forecast for a few days now, so the straw's not going to go anywhere. So I'd at least like to get the combining done today, if at all possible. Where do we end up? We ended up in the green a little way, so I'm going to need hay at some point here, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. Water's not too bad. This is up to 85%. I don't know how this works because when I bought new animals, the productivity went down and now it's starting to go back up. So I don't know if it's based on how stable or how long it's been going. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and then the start of tomorrow, the grass or the hay's going to be ready to go. So then we're going to have to cut hay too. So this is probably going to get a little bit complicated. I'm going to speed up time here, get the rain coming down. Come on, rain, I know you're going to come down. Waiting for the fog to come in. I don't know what to do with the cash. I've thought about getting bigger equipment. The biggest thing that we're going to be hurting on is, well, it actually shows both silos because I'm dead center, is a better way to harvest corn for silage, because we're going to need to do it every year, I think, if we're going to keep expanding. But we're also going to need more fields, because we always need more silage. I have a feeling, I think we'll be okay on silage this year. I'm not 100% on that, but I think we are. I don't know, we're going to find out. Here comes the haze. We may not even get to combine today, and that's the way it is, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. I expanded out our cattle so quickly here that I'm not exactly sure how much I need to take off, how much I need in the silos to make it work. I could probably do the math, maybe. We may need another hayfield. We may need other fields. That's the other thing I've been looking at then is, well, do we start looking at getting other fields? If we need hay, 39 would probably be ideal. Right? Is that the one I'm looking at? No, that's the one right there. Yeah, 39 or 32 would be nice. I'm still got my eye on 34. I think we could convert it so we got lots of grass here if we need it. And then we got the rest of the field here that we can process. So we may end up doing that. And then 37 would honestly be ideal at some point too. What for? I don't know. The problem with expanding is then we also need equipment to go along with it. So I mean, we may need, this is the one we're using right now, I think. Or it's this one. It's one of these two. Might be this, I think it's this horse one. Actually, it'll tell me. Yeah, I own one. So 4 meters, so we could go up to, that one's not much bigger. I mean, we got 6 here. That one's 8.3, so that one's not too bad, but we're still looking at $50,000. And that one requires some horsepower, and the most horsepower we have right now is 163. and this guy is 180. So we're going to have trouble pulling him. Now, if we switched over to the bigger drill, we don't need the cultivator for this one, but then again, we also need 180 horsepower. I'm trying to think. So we got a T6 with 163. If we go to tractors, T5, we have a T6. So that's the biggest motor you can put in it. So we can't actually improve that. We'd have to get a bigger tractor. And I wouldn't mind actually trading in the tractor, the smaller red one we have, for a bigger one. I want to keep this one. And then maybe get a skid loader of some sort. I don't know. There's so many possibilities. So here, you see we got the icon up there. It's too wet to harvest anything. So this is my problem. I'm waiting. I can't combine because it's too wet out. And I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it today anymore. So instead, I think what it is it's time to get this bad boy out. Ooh, like so. Keep it running. I'm gonna get the other guy out, or get the header out. So you know what I'm trying to say is we're gonna end up with basically what I consider a rabbit hole. We're gonna have to go down. As we start expanding, we're gonna need bigger equipment. Obviously, the ideal thing, or the nicest thing to get, would be something for silage. And I should look at that quick before we head out here. Oop. But I want to get this on. Oh, didn't have it in the right spot. That's okay. 8 days until maintenance required. So we're gonna have to pull it in here. Usually just back it in. Like so. Put this down. Not gonna let me get out, is it? Oh, I can actually do it right here. So we're gonna maintain it for $21. Oh, of course it clicked on it, so it thought it was doing that. So now we're good for a while. Apparently I'm stuck now. I can get out this way, right? Oh, stuck on the door. Yeah, let's go this way. Truck's still running. But here, let's look. If we go to forage harvesters, basically the smallest one we're looking at is for $220,000. And then the header for it, I'm trying to think of what is this guy? This guy's made for, oh, taking off like wheat and stuff. So then this one right here is 6 meter, 27,000. So that's not too bad. That one's 6 meters. They got a 9 meter one here. And then of course we got a big 10.5. Oh, and that's for the poplars. So even if we went with just the 6 meter one, which wouldn't be too bad, we're looking at 27 plus, you know, that, so about $250,000. That's a big investment, and something we're not going to be able to swing for a while, which is kind of unfortunate because it's going to take a lot. So we either got to save up for that for next year and not do anything else, not buy anything else, or we got to look to expand a little bit more. But we can't expand animals because we just it's going to take forever to harvest the silage we need. And I think we need more fields before we can do before we can put more cows in. So we'll have to see. We might have to go with animals first, or not animals, fields first, and then try to get equipment to match, or try to upgrade our equipment a little bit and see if we can figure it out. But either way, it's going to be interesting, and that's the interesting predicaments we get when it comes to the seasons mod here, trying to survive for the whole season with animals. It's exactly how I wanted it to be. But this episode is running a little bit long, so I'm going to sign out here. So thank you all for watching, and as always, guys, take it easy.